Yeah, hurley. What's good, buddy? Romanpuss here with the big bad S Shark guide. Now, I think he's a very fun unit. He's actually probably the second best behind all of the Seraphims, obviously behind S Snake, whatever her name is. So, fantastic unit. Follows the patterns of Jinbei, follows the patterns of what's his face, Senior Pink. He's got the swim fruit. He's got fish karate. He's got a lot going for him. So, low-key, he's actually really fun. He is surprisingly able to do a lot more than you really think. He's got a lot of traits and stuff going for him. So again, if you have not gone over his traits and his abilities and skills, make sure you do that and just take a quick glance over these now and read them over, so as I am not going directly over them in this video per usual. So without further ado, let's get into the S Shark guide. First things first is the stat recommendations. Honestly, I've gone back and forth on this. The first thing you're going to need is definitely 70% HP. That's a must. You're going to want that, especially with your percentage healing and whatnot that you got going. So go with that for sure. On top of that, you're going to want, I think the most fun is probably going to be attack, but if you really want to become a super tanky god, you could go defense. I think it's entirely up to you and your playstyle, because I think either one is really good, and I think he's viable going either build. So go 70% HP, and then 70% attack or defense, and then top off whichever one you want with flats. You can go either 160 attack, 160 defense, whichever ones. I'm probably, myself, am going to build him with attack. So I'm going to go 70% HP, 70% attack, which leads it to 4 and 4, so you only have 1 slot left. Remember, you have 9 slots on your medals total, so I'll leave that last slot. Probably I'm just going to cap out on damage because he's got a lower base attack, so I'm going to go that 160 attack and see if we can hit harder so we can just one-shot Devil Fruit users. It's actually really nice, I won't lie. So just watch out for non-Devil Fruit users, that's the biggest thing. Moving forward, let's talk about some pros. What do we have for S Shark pros? Honestly, he's mobile. He has that skill 2 where he just digs in the ground. He heals during that. He's invisible on the map during that. And on top of that, he's just fast. So he can just sneak around the map, especially if they're maps that don't provide a lot of visibility, such as Thriller Bark, or things with a lot of walls. Maybe Water 7. Water 7 not so much because you have to go around through certain waterways. But maps like that can be very tricky, and even things just where there's a lot going on, you'll be hidden from the map. So you can get some flags, you can get those done, people won't be paying attention to you. It's actually really easy to go around and sneak around the map. You heal while you're swimming, you have percentage damage on your skill 1, you have the pushback on your skill 1, which is fantastic for getting pretty much anyone off the flag, because no one's immune to pushback. Pushback's just a thing. There are some people who are immune to knockback, but that's a different story. You don't do that. Then you're also great against the colors that you beat. I don't know, they keep making this thing for these Seraphims. You're just strong against the color that you're strong against. So I guess extra advantages is nice, but it kind of sucks when you come against units that you're not strong against. So someone like Light Shanks is actually kind of problematic and annoying for you to deal with, which he is quite prominent in League Battle. For those of you who are playing, this might change in the future. We'll see. Depends on where the meta shifts at the time of where you're watching this video, but at least as of right now, there is a lot of Light Shanks. And on top of that, this is kind of one of his main advantages, you have the 3 free hits. Now, the original V1 King Albert, he actually has this trait too. You can get 1, 2, 3 hits for free and nothing will happen to you, and then the 4th one will knock you off the flag and you're not able to take the flag from there, so you'll have to force them off the flag before you can start taking it again, and you'll have your flames back immediately. So you can just, if you're worried about getting hit or you're running out of hits, you can just perfect dodge at the last moment, see if you can get them off the flag and just redo it again. It actually works really well, I mustn't lie. So make sure you take advantage of that while you're playing S Shark. Next, let's talk about cons. I've kind of mentioned this before. Non-Devil Fruit users are still very annoying for you to deal with. You don't have the damage increase, so if you are building full HP defense, you're not going to be able to do anything to someone like a Shanks or someone like a Roger. They're actually going to be really annoying, and they might just keep wailing on you and potentially will kill you, especially with the anti-heal from Shanks can be very annoying to deal with. So you don't have that immunity status effects from him, so he just anti-heals you and you have no way to heal up, and then you're screwed from there. So watch out for Light Shanks, watch out for pretty much anything that's not dark or blue units, because those are the things that you're strong against and you're generally safe against for the most part. Now, be careful with your invincibility. Unlike the other Seraphims, except for, like, Albert's not a Seraphim, but all the other Seraphims have a way of getting their flame and they can keep it on for forever until it's broken. S Shark does not have that case. He has it only while he's taking the flag, and as soon as he takes the flag, your flame's going away. It's gone. You don't get to maintain it throughout the map because it might be a little bit broken. But I think it would be cool. I don't actually think it'd be too broken, but it would be very annoying to deal with if that was the case. I think it would help him a lot, but it'd be what it be. So maybe making him too broken or not broken is a good thing. So that's kind of one of his main cons. You don't have the flames like all the other Seraphims that stays there permanently. Now also, you're able to be status effect by units that you are not, or that you are weak to. Jesus. So anything that's not blue or dark. I've kind of mentioned this already. The anti-heal from Shanks. Any other status effects, so even like Charlotte Prospero, because he's green, you're green, you can be status affected by him. You can only not be status affected by blue units, and dark units are the only things you're immune to. So that's really all you have going for you, so you got to watch out for those units that are not those colors. So be careful of that. Be wary when you're playing S Shark out on the field. All right, let's talk about some characters that you beat. Now, you have a variety of things. As I said, the colors that you are strong against are the main ones. So there's things you are kind of designed to beat S Snake. I think this is more of a situation where if you are level 100, you definitely need to get him level 100 for you to actually truly do some damage to him. You are immune to her attack debuff while you're above 70% HP, but you have to be above 70% HP for that to be a thing. It can be a tricky fight, and it's kind of a long drawn out fight because she can stall you, but make sure you just avoid her skill 2 and you'll be golden, and you can actually wail, and make sure you hit your skill 2 on her, as that will help you really wail her down. And if you build damage, I think this helps you kill her faster because you can just basic attack her down as long as you don't have that attack debuff on you. Now there are other units. Pretty much most people that are Devil Fruit users, you can actually smack pretty hard. So things like Yamato's, even Blue Kaido, you can hit pretty hard before he gets full defense charged. So that works well. And you have percentage damage, so you can do a little bit of that as well, which helps you out a little bit against Green Kaido, even though he has the percentage healing too. So it kind of balances out. He actually doesn't have too much of a problem surviving if he has full stacks. But if he doesn't get to full stacks and you can bum rush him right away, you'll be fine and golden there. Now let's talk about some Swim Bay counters. Now, as I said, the colors that you're weak against. So light units are a very big problem. Someone like Whitebeard, Light Whitebeard, the EX unit, is very problematic because he's a multi-hitter and gets rid of your flames immediately. You only block 3 hits. His tremor skill hits 4 times, so you will be tremored. You do have to perfect dodge that one. Light Shanks. Jabra is an absolute monster right now. He's the green attacker, so he can still one-shot you, and he is a multi-hitter, so just watch out for multi-hitters really a lot. Blue Lucci's kind of a little bit different story. I think you can hold your own against Blue Lucci. You're not too big of an issue because you do have the color advantage against him, so that works out all right. So watch out for light units and watch out for red units. But red units at the moment of this video aren't very prominent, but who knows, I'm sure we'll get some busted ones. So if you're watching this later on, who knows how busted those red units will be. So be careful. All right, now let's talk about the medal recommendations for S Shark. This one, I feel like you have a variety of options. If you really want to kind of go forward with damage reduction, that is possible. I like the extra cooldowns. You do have decent cooldown reductions on you, but in the case that you don't have it, I think these medals can kind of be backups and kind of always just make sure that you do have them up. So you have the options of Kaido set as always. You can get skill 1 cooldown with that. You get plenty of skill 2. You get 50% cooldown when you take a flag. So if you just take a flag, your skill 2 is going to go down right away as well. I think this set's what I'm going to build out for him is this All-Star set. So you have the King, you have the Elif medal, is that event medal, and then you have the Jack medal. Those give you some skill 1 cooldowns. I think you get capture speed from the King one. The Elif medal, you get some cooldowns, and then I believe you get the cooldowns. I might be wrong on that. And then the Jack one, you get the cooldown on skill 2 for being on the enemy flag. So you get a lot of stuff just for being on the enemy flag, which is nice. The Elif one might actually be damage reduction or something, or damage increase. I'm not positive. I actually forgot about that one. But they go really well on just maintaining and being on the enemy flag. So it works really well because that's all your only job as Swim Bay is to just be constantly harassing enemies on their own flag. If you want primary skill 2 cooldowns, you have this Apu, Luffy, what is that, Snake Man, and then the Whole Cake Island Brook. That's an option that's potentially easier to get, as they are older units. Depends on where you're at and starting at the game and what resources you have, but that is a possibility. There's an older, easier skill 2 cooldown to get is the Miss Sunday, Crocodile, and Mr. 3. And then there's the Seraphims themselves. If you have Swim Bay, obviously you're watching this video, you probably have Swim Bay, and then you have his medal, and the Seraphim medals go really well together. So there is knockback for the Kuma one, probably not too useful, but I would probably go Swim Bay medal, S-Hawk, and S-Snake. So Hawk, Snake, and Shark would be good together for the homeboy Swim Bay. So those are the options. There's a variety of other options. If you guys want to mix and match CP9 medal sets, I do want to mention this for you guys that are newer. Search 6 powers is a good tag to search by. You can look at that one and see what medals exist, or you can search by Charlotte family. I don't like the Charlotte family actually as much because it doesn't come with capture speed, so generally not that one as much. But otherwise, you have the Beast Animal Kingdom Pirates. Those are an option as well. So you do have a couple different paths that you can go. The Seraphims potentially might be easier depending on if you're a Seraphims collector or not. It all depends on what you have for resources to use. But those are some different possibilities that you could go. As always, this does come down to what medals you have access to and what's being played in the meta, because you can only get those through that route or either of those routes there. So overall, that is my guide. I hope you guys found this useful. That is our swim bait. I think he's a really good unit. I think you guys enjoy him. He is very fun to play. I hope you guys learned something. And that's all I have for you guys. So be sure to check me out on Twitch, Twitter, Discord. Links are down in the description below. I'm your boy Romanpuss, and I'm going to be taking off. You hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Yeah, holy! Peace, beautiful people.